Hey friends, many women come to me saying that they're succeeding at their careers, but when it comes to dating, they feel like they just can't attract the right kind of man, and they're just not sure why. Now, often we professional women, we don't even realize how our body language on dates or in romantic relationships can come across as masculine energy, which can completely shut down a romantic connection without us even realizing it. I certainly made a lot of mistakes myself, and that is why I'm excited to share in today's video 9 powerful feminine body language secrets and how to use these feminine gestures to attract a high value man. Now, I don't want you going out on dates feeling clueless about why things aren't clicking, ladies. This video is here to help you start being more mindful of connecting with your powerful feminine essence so that you can naturally attract that masculine energy man that you're looking for in your love life. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Kimberly Anderson, a dating and relationship expert, and I guide professional divorced women over 35 go from feeling unfulfilled and frustrated with dating to reconnect with their feminine essence and to attract the man that they deeply desire. And before we dive into it, could you do me a favor? It might help other women like you who are on a similar journey. Let's call it our ladies' agreement. I create this content to help you as much as I possibly can. And in return, could you please share this video with someone who could benefit from this message? It's these word of mouth referrals like this that can help my channel grow and help others. So please consider also subscribing to my channel. And thank you so much. Also, I'm inviting you to an upcoming one-time only event, Why Career Success May Be Keeping You Single, and the secret to change it. It's November 26th and spots are limited, so check the link in the description below to reserve your spot now. Okay, did you know that experts in communication say that nonverbal communication, so communication without any words, makes up around 70 to 90% of how we come across. Now that is huge, and that's why it's so important to understand these feminine body language secrets in today's video, because they make major differences in how you come across to men in romantic settings. So let's be honest, at work, we've needed to be more masculine in so many ways, right? So we know that we've had to emulate masculine behaviors and ways in the workplace over many generations to get ahead. And that has helped us, of course, succeed, especially in male-dominated workplaces. But what I learned is that if we bring these same behaviors into dating, we often hit a brick wall, right? Unless we want to attract feminine men. Now, that is, of course, always a choice, but if you're looking to connect with a masculine man, bringing that alpha energy out from our professional lives and bringing it into dating and relationships can actually work against you. Now, often when women give off this alpha energy without realizing it, they struggle to attract men because it sends an unconscious message to them that repels them. On the other hand, a woman in touch with her true feminine essence, using body language that communicates grace, ease, and softness, and stays connected to her intuition and emotions, becomes incredibly attractive to masculine men, drawing them in naturally. So the first way to do this is to think of feminine body language in terms of fluidity and grace. So picture soft, beautiful movements that flow with curves, like water gently moving in waves or a calm river. This kind of body language is the opposite of sharp, hard angles that come across as dominating and masculine in both force and perfection, right? So you might be thinking, but Kimberly, what on earth are you talking about? Well, this fluid, graceful energy is exactly what creates feminine body language. So for example, picture yourself sitting as if your body flows like a gentle wave. To create a natural feminine look, when you sit, try crossing your legs at the knees and leaning your body to the side slightly, forming a soft wave-like shape. You can also leave your legs uncrossed if you wish. Do you see how this position creates a natural curve from your legs through your hips and shoulders all the way up to your head? And it accentuates your body's natural lines, giving off an elegant, feminine vibe. What you don't want is to sit with your legs crossed at the ankles, or even, if you're in pants, cross your leg over your thigh, and facing squarely forward. These positions can come across as more rigid, square, and masculine. So before your next date, try sitting like a wave. This softer, curvier way of sitting brings out your feminine side naturally. Now, another feminine body language secret is the way that you move and hold your head. Let's call this the head tilt, right? So at work, you might hold your head straight to appear neutral and demonstrate authority. But in romance, a slightly tilted head or a head tilt instantly adds allure. It's softer. And think again about those curves that I mentioned, right? So a tilted head signals empathy and warmth, creating a natural vibe, unlike the straight upright position that can feel more closed off. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to tilt your head all the time, right? But if you listen to him in conversation and letting your head naturally flow and tilt shows a more relaxed, feminine presence, right? What about you? Do any of these feminine body language tips resonate with you? Are they helpful? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And while you're at it, here is a gentle reminder to share this video with somebody who could benefit from it and to consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. All right, next up is a feminine body language secret that a lot of women overlook, and that is smiling. They may have mastered how to sit or to tilt their head, but sometimes there's this seriousness or this intensity that doesn't bring out the playfulness and the joy of simply enjoying life. A study published by an American Psychological Association found that a smiling woman is more attractive because it activates a part of a man's brain associated with sensory rewards. So smiling shows that you're happy. And as I mentioned in other videos, men love to feel needed, to provide, and to feel rewarded for their efforts. So when you smile, you're showing him that you're genuinely happy to be with him, and you're generally a happy person, which is incredibly attractive and feminine to him. And this leads me to something that you'll want to pair with that smile, and that is how you seduce men with your eyes. Now, ladies, this is a powerful, simple way to come across as feminine and attractive to a man. So in a business setting, or when talking with someone casually, like a person in a shop, you look straight into their eyes. No need for flirting, right? But when you're on a date, it's different. As you listen intently with warmth and a smile, try this. Try to gently lower your head and your eyes, and then look up at him with your eyes. This subtle upward gaze has a way of making him feel powerful, as it gives him the sense that he's being admired and appreciated. The way you use your eyes is naturally feminine because it conveys a soft, inviting energy, a hint of playfulness that men find super attractive. You can also tilt your head to the side, let your eyes follow, and then bring your head and eyes back to his. This gentle flowing movement with your eyes is subtle but impactful.
Yes.
Think of it like a graceful gesture that shows your interest. It may take a bit of time and a bit of practice, but it will feel natural like anything once you get used to it. And just a word on eye contact, right? You don't want to stare at him too intently. Instead, you want to hold his gaze with a soft, relaxed, and comfortable way, creating moments of eye contact that feel inviting, not too intense, right? Also, avoid darting your eyes around. I see this as a mistake that a lot of women make, is that they don't know where to look. So they start darting their eyes around the room, which can come across as nervous. So think calm, smooth, and captivating. Some women are great at this seductive gaze, like Angelina Jolie, Marilyn Monroe, or Catherine Zeta-Jones in different iconic roles. Let's talk about another way to show femininity. how you move your hands. So when you're using your hands, you don't want to look like you're in a business meeting, right? Gesturing sharply or slapping the table. Instead, aim to move your hands delicately and softly, right? Let your hands flow without harsh movements or loud sounds. This will come across as much more feminine. So for example, you might want to gently touch your face, your chin, or your neck as you speak. Oh, really? Okay. This is a subtly feminine and alluring gesture that men often find attractive. You could also brush your cheek or lean slightly forward when you're talking, drawing subtle attention to your neckline. This isn't about being provocative, but it's about exuding feminine essence that attracts the masculine energy in the man that you're interested in. Another option is to touch your hair gently or to move it to one side, as men often see hair as a sign of femininity, right? You might not want to be fluffing your hair in a board meeting, but on a romantic date, these nonverbal cues are very powerful and captivating to men. When moving your hands, think of a ballet dancer's hands, soft and graceful with a gentle bend at the wrists, right? This may take a little bit of practice to feel natural, but over time you'll be able to turn these feminine gestures on and off in the right situations. Now, another feminine body language secret lies in your posture. I can so relate to this myself, and I still have to remind myself every day to keep my chest open and my shoulders relaxed and down, right? Many of us spend hours hunched over our desks, which really affects our posture. But a feminine, confident woman isn't hunched over, and good posture will also keep you getting from that dreaded double chin, right? So open your chest, relax your shoulders, and lengthen your neck as if there's a string pulling gently from your tailbone up through the top of your head towards the sky. You don't want to puff out your chest like a male bird showing off. That comes across as masculine. Instead, simply open your chest, gently lower your shoulders, and feel that subtle lift from the imaginary string that I talked about. Now, another major way to show feminine body language is through how you stand and walk. Some of my clients tell me how they're like elephants in a china shop and how they stomp with their feet when they walk. All of this is learned behavior, ladies. And what you've learned, what any of us has learned, can be modified with becoming conscious of it and by making little but important changes. So it's all about progress over perfection. Let me show you how you can walk in a feminine, elegant way without making noise. So when you stand, for example, don't stand with your feet apart like a man would. To exude feminine energy, place your feet closer together. You can even bend a knee slightly like this if you want. It's super simple and effective. Now, when you walk, think of fluidity and curves, as I mentioned earlier. So lead with your hips and imagine you're walking along a straight line on the floor in front of you. This creates a natural, gentle swing of the hips back and forth. Now, men don't have hips like us ladies, so this movement is uniquely feminine and very attractive to them. Now, if you stand with your feet in that wider masculine stance, you'll tend to walk in a more masculine way. See the difference in how this looks? By placing your feet closer together and leading with your hip swing, you'll immediately look and feel more feminine. As you practice, you'll naturally feel your hips move, adding to a feminine, attractive look. And remember, you can use this walk in the right setting. So on a date, let your hips sway and you'll instantly look more alluring. Now, I'm not saying to walk like a runway model on a catwalk, right? With exaggerated steps, which of course would not look natural. But just remember to walk on a line, and let your hips move naturally, and you open your posture, pull your shoulders back and down, and you'll naturally feel beautifully feminine. Now, lastly, the way you talk and your voice matters, sister. If you want to come across as more feminine, it's best to leave behind the voice that you would use at a sporting event or the tone that you would use for a work presentation, of course, when you're on a date. A man melts when a woman speaks from her feminine energy, which means using a softer, slower, and more intentional voice. So, for example, when ordering at a restaurant, aim to leave the loud, nasal, hard-edged office voice behind, right? Instead, use a softer, warmer side of your own voice and let it come through. So here's an example of ordering at a restaurant. I'd like the steak, the potatoes, and the side salad, thank you. Versus, I'd like the steak, the potatoes, and the side salad, thank you. Can you hear how the second example sounds warmer and more inviting compared to the first? Same words, but the tone makes all the difference. You see the power of a feminine voice time and time again in movies, where actresses use a softer, more feminine, and often husky voice to create that captivating romantic effect.
To be mean to a sweet, intelligent, generous man like you, Piggy.
My dear, you must let me do something for you to show my gratitude.
Oh, thank you ever so.
May I kiss your hand?
So think of Sharon Stone's voice in Basic Instinct. I don't know if you remember that movie. Or think of Catherine Zeta-Jones in an electric scene with George Clooney.
Something you won't understand, Miles. Howard and I are very much in love.
Now tell me, do these feminine body language ways fit your experience? Are they helpful to you? I would love to hear from you in the comments. All right, and if you want to learn more about how to attract the man of your dreams, I have a great video, 3 feminine qualities men find wildly attractive, at the end of this video. So please check it out, and thank you for watching up until the end. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed creating it, and as always, I'm sending you lots of love.